Hi everyone, I am in the middle of a page from this cute book by Johanna Basford, a Miniature Secret Garden, and I thought I would show you a little bit of what I was doing. I just thought it would be fun. So this is the page I'm in the middle of doing. Now this is a very teeny tiny book. It's hard to show you a scale. Oh, here we go. Here is a brand new, almost unused Prismacolor pencil, and it's longer than the book. So you can see how long it is. Now I have started by doing this little fairy door. I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you to see, which was great fun, and I'm not going to show you how to do that because I used a tutorial from this book here, Colorist Special Effects 2. This is by Helen Elliston. Her books are lovely. I do have a flip through of all of her books on my channel. I will send you a link to the flip through of this one. I'll put it in the description. But the fairy door, not sure where it is, I think it's near the back. Yeah. So I haven't done it quite in the detail that she shows. She tells you how to put a grain effect on the door, which I tried, it didn't work, but it's okay. And she shows you how to do the different layers of colour to get the effect, and you're supposed to use a bit of a black pen and get it quite black. I didn't do that. I didn't use all the and she has, you're supposed to use a little bit of white Posca, so I didn't actually do everything. And then she has some about how to do the stonework, but also a bit about how to do the handle on her door, and I use those colours for the handle and the let me show you, the handle and the pieces going across on my door to make them look metallic. Now I used Prismacolors for this because that's what she uses in a lot of her book, although I had these books way before I had Prismas, and I just used to use Colour with Claire's conversion chart and do it in polys instead. But as I had Prismas, I thought I would use them, but I'm not going to continue this page with all Prismas because these leaves are so tiny. I just thought I would show you how I'm going to colour these teeny tiny leaves. I thought it would be useful. Now what I've got is my Prismacolor Verithins, and I've picked out 3. I think I probably only need 2. I don't think I need that one. I think I'm going to use the Peacock Green and the True Green. We've got 2 shades, a dark and a light. There are different ways you can choose to use them. It's getting really close. There we go. Now I'm in really close and it's still quite, you can see it still looks really far away. Now you could just fill in the whole leaf with this colour and do the bottom of the leaf a little bit darker than the tip, like that. And that is the way that I am going to do them all because it's so much easier. I'm using the Verithin because it holds its point better, but the colours will tie in with the door because they're from the same set of pencils, and I just thought they would be perfect for doing tiny tiny leaves. Now you could use your second green and just do a little bit like this of your first one and then the second one on the tip, but for me that's going to take me twice as long, and this is quite a long job. So I'm actually not going to do that. I am going to use the light green though, and I'll show you how in a minute. So I'm just going to colour this sort of section here. Actually we might be better off doing a bit down here. So we've got these flowers. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do the flowers actually. Now on the door there's some pink and there's some yellow. So I figured we would use the pink and the yellow on the flowers. Unfortunately I don't have those shades in the Verithin, so I've got to use the actual Prismas. I'm just going to move my Prismas around so I can find the right shades of colour. So the flowers, I'm going to do in pink. This is the pink, and that was the colour that I used a few stripes of pink in the door to make it look magical. So I'm going to do the petals on the flowers in this pink. It needs sharpening, it's far too blunt to do that. And I need yellow. Here we go. It was the Canary yellow that I also used on the door. Let me just find it. My Canary yellow is much more ready to to do a middle. So Now I'm not going to do anything too fancy because it's so small. So I'm just going to fill the middles in. How much can you see? There and there and there. Now the pink I need to sharpen. I'm just going to do that. Hang on, I'll pause the video 1 minute. Okay, I thought it was better than you hearing me sharpen. So here's the pink. It's a bit sharper now. And I'm just going to do each of those little petals and take a little bit of effort. But it'll be worth it. And I'm just doing each petal in exactly the same pink. I can barely see it, to be honest. So I'm just trying to get some pink down on the page, like that. There we go. I think that's all of that, yes. So that's those two. Let's put that one away. So back to our peacock green, and we'll do some leaves. I'll do some of these leaves now so you can see. Now my plan is to try and make them darker there and less on the tip. And this is quite a bluey green, so I think it goes quite well with the door. Like that. And you can just put a little less pressure on the pencil as you come towards the tip to make it a bit lighter. If you really want it very, very dark in these bits where they're overlapping, you can go in with a much darker colour. I think there's a dark green in the Prismas, but I don't know if that comes in the Verithins or not. I haven't got them with me here. The box just fell apart, so I put them in my drawer, so I just brought a few through with me. I can't go in and look because my son's recording a live. He doesn't want mum around cramping his style while he's recording. My goodness, imagine if mother's voice was heard on the video. How embarrassing. So it's really just a simple process of colouring in each leaf. And I know for some people it can be a bit dull. For me it's quite therapeutic, and actually I got the idea of doing this page, I need to actually say. There's a lady on Johanna Basford, Your Pages colouring group, and she did this door using the tutorial from the book, and it gave me the idea, so credit to her. And she then started the leaves, and I just said she had a brilliant idea. She said she didn't think she could do all the leaves, it was just a bit too much. So she said she was going to use it as a sort of ongoing work in progress, where if she wasn't sure of a page that she was going to do, she didn't know what to colour next, she would just grab this and do a few leaves while she was thinking. I thought that was a good idea. Now I don't like having works in progress outstanding for too long, so I prefer just to get on and colour, but everyone is different, I realise that. So there you can see the developing pattern. What I'm going to do is, once I've finished all the leaves, I'm going to do a little bit of a background. It makes it sound really complicated and it really, really isn't. I'm going to grab, I'm just choosing the colour. What's that colour? I think I'm going to use this one. This is the light green Prisma. It's quite blunt, and actually that's what I want. What I'm going to do is, in the background to each of these bushes, I'll show you on this bit, is just do a sort of light green bit like that, so you can sort of see the edge of the hedge. Just see, and then just do that around all of them on the whole page, so they've just got a little bit of background. It's just quite gentle. And then actually I have a true green in my Verithin which I could have used, but I figured it's easier to use the Prisma because it's a little bit thicker and softer, so it'd be quicker and easier. The only thing you need to be wary of is the things that aren't leaves, like these that go around the flowers. Try not to go over them too much. I think that's all we've got though in this that's different. We have a key over here actually. We've got a little bit over here, look. We have a key and we have a few little bits here. Now I would do those flowers in the same colour as the other flowers. So in your yellow, in the canary yellow for the centres. And for the leaves, the pink. I just realised I'm out of shot. Sorry. Canary yellow I was doing for the centres. So sorry. Oops. There we go. And the pink for the petals. Now you could use any set of pencils for this. You don't have to use, but as I say, if you're following Helen Elliston's book tutorial, she uses Prismas, but actually in some of her tutorials she uses polys. So it's quite useful to have a conversion chart, but also just use it as a guide. You don't have to follow it step by step. It can be good to follow it step by step if you're, if you really want to know how to do it exactly like her, but you can just do it almost the same. She has like, for example, there's a starfish I can see on the front there. So with red and orange and yellow, you could just use any red, oranges and yellows. Now I'm thinking that for these mushrooms, I would like to do the same blues as I did for our door. And I used, she says, I used the non-photo blue and the Cobalt Turquoise. So I'm going to use them for these. What I'll probably do is just use the Cobalt Turquoise for the darker bits like that and just gently spread it across a bit. Maybe make them darker all on this side. I think I'm going to have to ignore the dots on here. It's just too fine, and just do a lighter bit across there. Got my tongue sticking out as I concentrate. This bit. Stems maybe in this colour too. And leaves. So we're back to our peacock green for our leaves, I think. Now this is a page that I want to finish today, so I will share a finished picture with you at the end of the video. I won't colour every leaf on video, that will just demotivate you to actually want to colour them. I'm going to use the light green for the grass, which doesn't really necessarily seem the right shade, but I don't see why. I think we need to just sort of tie it together. So I'm just doing a really light bit and then a few upward strokes where we've got the strokes here. Now I don't really want to sharpen this pencil because it's just right for doing the hedges, so I'm going to leave it. Now it's better to put this on after you've coloured the hedges, because you've got all the flowers in there, and once you've put some pink on the flowers it will slightly resist this light green. If you put it on first it will go underneath the petals, it might not work so well. You could do your leaves, rather than doing it like this with the background and all the leaves the same, you could do the leaves in a selection of different greens, and you could use the light green or a true green together with your peacock green, but that would take a lot more work, so it's up to you. The key I haven't done. I'll just show you my idea for the key. I don't know if I've got many sharp colours. I think we'll stick to just very few. what we really need to do is use the colours we used for the gate, for the doorway. So we used, excuse me, just fitting so many little packets of Pismas in my set. I'm not really used to knowing quite what to do. So we actually used the metallic gold quite a bit. So I used that on the key. I think I use it across most of it, apart from the areas that want to be really shiny. And they were actually in yellow. So there's most of the areas. I can't remember what shade of yellow it was. I am just going to go and check in the book. I have a feed. No, it was the Canary yellow. Was it? I'm doubting myself now. I'm just flicking through the book to try and find the page. No, it was the Deco Yellow. Okay, so it's quite a pale, creamy yellow. So here is the Deco Yellow. And I'm going to use that for the bits that I want really shiny. So at the top of the key here, in the middle of there. And then it had some black. So where's my black? Here it is. Black. And I'm going to mark out a few areas. I know it's hard for you to see. The bottom of here, just a little bit. A bit on the insides, a little bit on the edge of here. Like that. And then I'm going to go back over with some more gold. And it's quite interesting because a lot of people don't really like the metallic tones, and in Helen's book she uses them a fair bit. She uses silver as well in some of her pictures, so I think that's quite fun. So there we go, there's our key, there's our flowers. They look a little bit out of focus. Our key and our flowers, and we've got our fairy door, and I just have to finish, you know, just have to finish, and then and then I will take a photo for you so you can see the whole finished page and see how it looks. But I'm going to leave that there. I know it's a little short, but I don't think you want to watch me colour a million leaves. I think it could get rather dull, but I just thought it would be an interesting one for you, and actually it has ended up being quite an advert for Helen Elliston's book, which, as I say, I'll put a link to my flip through in the description and you can go and have a look. And I have actually got flip throughs of all 4 of her books, and I would highly recommend them. Very, very good, really helped me with my colouring. And I just found sometimes having it written down rather than in a video, I'm actually outselling myself, can be a little bit easier because you can see, you can do it at your own pace, you can leave it come back and things like that, and you don't have to rely on listening to something. I don't listen to videos very often, I usually have them muted, so if someone's explaining something I don't hear it, so it's nice to have it written down. So that's that. But I want to sort of give a shout out to the lovely lady who mentioned it in the Facebook group, because otherwise I would never have had the idea of even doing this page, so thank you to her. She's a gem, and hopefully she'll see my finished page, and it might encourage her to finish her page. Anyway, I'll stop waffling on. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a really lovely day, and happy colouring.